You are what you think you are. That's what my old boxing coach used to tell me. And at the time, I didn't think I was much. I think on the outside I thought I was. And a lot of us think on the outside that we are something, somebody, important. But on the inside, we don't feel like much. And that is evidenced by our lack of success, our self-sabotage, which sometimes we don't even notice we do because we're too busy blaming the other person instead of looking within and looking at our part in it. But let me stop. 1,620 subscribers. Thank you for being here. If you weren't here, I wouldn't be here either. So thank you for joining us on this journey in life. And my mission is to inspire, enlighten, and build up humanity. To be able to do that, we have to accept reality as it is. The reality of how our life is, the reality that we have created our life up until this point. But we can change it if we desire. Everything that you've learned since you were born has been programmed into your mind. And from the time we're born, although it be for good intentions, our parents, people around us, teachers, we've been programmed with limitations that we weren't born with, mostly to keep us from being hurt. But with no risk, there is no reward. You have to be willing to risk failure. You have to be willing to risk danger. We would not be in this great country today where Columbus or whoever really discovered America, we don't really know, but the history books say Columbus did, if they were afraid they were going to sail off the end of the earth. Because, hey, the earth is flat, right? I know there are some flat earth believers out there. Probably not here, but what does it matter? What does it matter if the earth's round or flat? I don't care. I think it's round. If you want to believe it's flat, doesn't matter to me. But had Columbus been afraid to sail, we would not be here today. And had those people been afraid to come over here and actually fight and kill the Indians, which no one talks too much about, we wouldn't be here either. Brave men and women founded this country. They faced their fears. Many of them died facing their fears. But yet they faced their fears and they lived a life to the fullest up until that point. Now, I know none of you want to lead lives of quiet desperation. That's where you live a life knowing that you should be doing something else, that you should be trying this or trying that, but you don't do it for fear that you might fail, or that people might laugh at you, or that your parents might not approve, or that your girlfriend might leave you, and the list goes on and on. But inside, deep inside, the real you, the powerful part of you knows that you are not living up to your potential and you are allowing fear to stop you. So how do you get past that fear? Well, that can be difficult. But most of the things I feared in my life never came to pass. And the ones that did were not near as bad as I thought they might be. And also you have to remember that fear is a magnet. The very thing that you're afraid of, that you're trying to avoid, you are actually bringing into your life. Your subconscious runs your life. 95% of what you do is done subconsciously during the day. Although you think you're making conscious, rational decisions, you're not. So how does this subconscious mind get programmed? Well, it's programmed by what the input comes in on a daily basis, over and over and over again. Repetition. Oh, my eye kind of itches here. For example, let's say what's gone on in the last 2 or 3 years. There was a constant bombardment of that information about how afraid you should be, how you should take these certain actions, and if you don't, the terrible, horrendous things that might happen to you, even unto death. Now, as time has passed, we're looking back on that, and the things that we were promised were going to protect us are actually killing many of us. But many people ran to protect their health, and they were willing to do whatever they had to do because they wanted to stop the fear. And even though they were promised that this certain thing they did would keep them safe, it actually has done the reverse for many people. It made them ill and even killed some people. So you can take out of that whatever you need to take out of it. But whenever you act on fear, usually it doesn't work out too well. You have to trust. Trust in your inner knowing. Don't trust those voices outside of yourself, unless it's someone you know has your best interest in mind. And that usually isn't the ruling powers. But back to the programming, you can change that programming. As I said, for the last 3 or 4 years, we heard this message of fear, of you need to take this certain action because if you don't, you're not going to make it. You're going to be dangerous to your friends, your family, etc., etc., etc. It was day in, day out, 24 hours a day, billboards, media, social media, mainline media, etc., etc., etc. Little signs. I still see the little signs up by Walmart. Get your jab today. And it goes on and on. And we're seeing the results of that. It didn't stop anything. So that's a whole topic in itself. But remember, you have a choice today of what you allow into your mind. What you allow into your mind, eventually, with repetition, goes deep into your subconscious mind, and you start taking actions on that. Think about how you drive the car. When you first drove, you really had to pay attention. Man, it's like, I got to do this, I got to do that. And you had to do it with your conscious mind. But eventually, you've done it so long, now you just get in there, you can be smoking a cigarette, listening to the radio, messing with your phone, which you shouldn't do. I've done it. And drive without even thinking, because your subconscious mind, through repetition, has been programmed what to do. Very seldom do you think about, oh, I better put my turn signal on, or I got to put the car in drive. You just do it without even thinking about it. And that's the way you become programmed by the agenda of societies and other people and governments, by repetition. Hitler knew the value of this propaganda and repetition. He used it over and over and over again. He constantly had speakers going in the street, constantly telling people that they were the superior race, that they deserve better. And look at the Holocaust that he created. I think it was like 50 or 60 million people died. He knew the power of the spoken word and repetition. So be careful what you're listening to. Be careful what you allow into your mind. I don't watch the news. Don't watch the news. You can't believe half of what they say, and there's an agenda behind it, and it's not for your good, contrary to what they may try to make it out to be. They want ratings. They want people watching. So they're going to try to get you into fear so you can see the next episode, just like a horror movie. A lot of wonderful good things happen in the world today, but you have to look for them. So search those out, stay away from the news, and take care of yourself. Stay away from fast food. All right, that's all I have time for today. Like and subscribe. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow, probably with something new. And once again, thank you to my 1,620 subscribers. You're different, or you wouldn't be here. Take care.